you go out to a place that there are 50 people. They don't hold your hand. They don't kiss you. Something is happening, like something weird. Like there is a beach there that you like. You know? Like come on. Like, you need to like show that this is yours, and then you need to touch it and kiss it. Like normal. Hi, my name is Carla and I'm from Venezuela.
Hi, my name is Marcela and I'm from Mexico.
Hey, I'm Gabriela and I'm from Chile.
Hello, my name is Bella and I'm from Brazil.
Hi, I'm Claudia and I'm from Peru.
The woman is expected to look beautiful at all times to attract a man. 3, 2, 1.
Rolling eyes though.
I'm just gonna start because, I'm Venezuelan, and the stereotypes of Venezuela is like we are Miss Universe and we always need to be beautiful, even if you're going grocery shopping. So it is a stereotype that I don't agree with, but yes, when you go on a date, you are like full glam on. Like you literally can spend a lot of money going to the salon for a guy that you don't even know. Like that's the truth.
In my family, even like my aunts and my mom are like, you need to dress up, like you don't ever know like when you're gonna find the love of your life, and like they don't let you go like even to the grocery store or something like without like looking nice. Like pretty,
Which I think that's part of the reason why we're always late. And if I can add something about Venezuela, actually, obviously because of the political situation, like a lot of Venezuelans went to Peru, and honestly, it changed things, in my opinion, for a lot of good things, because Venezuelan girls, they look so good every single day that made us feel Peruvians like, oh no, like they're gonna take our men, We had to step our game 100% to start looking like good with the nails, like a lot of salons doing eyebrows. Before it was not that common. So we were all like doing their eyebrows and stuff, not only for women, but for men as well. Like men started like doing their lines here and getting haircuts and doing eyebrows because they were so machistas before that they were not like going to a barber to do something to their face. It was not a thing.
You're welcome!
I'm from Rio, so I'm from a hot city. It's just worse. You need to look tan all the time. You need to look attractive all the time. A lot of makeup. It happens when you were little, so it's in your subconscious. Like what you said, my grandma said to me the same. You can put a lipstick before you go out. You can find the love of your life. Or you will never find a man if you dress like this. And then just it goes down to when you go to high school. Every girl isn't doing makeup in the class. It's so much effort to that if you don't please a man in that universe, like if you're not pretty enough, they will judge you in that. And like, oh yeah, you were smart. Like the girls they will call smart, they are not the pretty ones.
I don't know if the rest of the countries in Latin America are the same, but men in the streets will like tell you a lot of compliments or whistle to you all the time. Like, you're going through a group of men and they're going to tell you something. Like,
hola,
how beautiful.
cariño, es muy guapa.
And it starts when you are very young, like 12. You can start listening to that in the streets. So it is like in the back of your head, you're like, okay, I'm pretty. You don't want like to get dressed or wear makeup to receive those compliments, but in the back of your head, you are doing it too. And when you go around a group of men and they don't say anything to you, you're like, I'm not pretty enough.
So there's a whole story as to why I'm back here. Buckle up. The thing is that because Chilean men are actually very shy, and it doesn't really work that women constantly walk down the streets with too much on them. Like all the men that came up to me in Chile was when I was working at a restaurant, like sweaty and dirty, when I was at the gym, when I was just jogging. That's where I would be approached, because the truth is women from day to day in Chile, they tend to actually go for a more natural look because it doesn't scare the men off. Now, that being said, I would have stepped forward because after the fact, when you do have your man, it is all about the upkeep, because when you go on your dates, you're going to look nice. If you're invited to the wedding, you better look better than the bride. You better be all on. And yeah, everything they said, salon and hair and rip it all off and put it all on and makeup and everything, for sure. But that's after. So when the question was like, do you have to be expected to look like that all the time? It's like, no, because then you're going to scare the men away.
In my country, in the resume, you need to put a picture. And if you have like any tattoos, you just don't want to go into details. But if they don't feel like your looks are part of their brand, they are not going to hire you for sure.
In my country, the woman should stand back and wait for the man to make the first move. 3, 2, 1.
I don't agree, but
I don't agree
Yeah,
either.
I don't agree either.
I agree.
The imagination of we need to wait until the guy come, and if he's just a little, sorry for the language, if he's a little pussy, he will never move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In Chile, we agree, and we like it that way, and we want it to stay that way. I mean, the thing is with Chilean dating is that a guy usually never asks unless there's a lot of flirtation first off, so you kind of already know, but we really do like the man kind of making the first move, and he will, you know, oh, why don't we finally go out on a date or do something? Like, we live for that, and I know, because I talk to all my Chilean girls all the time, that's not something that's going to change, and that's not something we actually want to change. We like it that way.
In Venezuela, it is very machista. So it is like the male needs to do the first move, but I feel like it shouldn't be like that. Like if you like somebody, hi, my name is Carla, I like you. You want to go out with me? And I feel like it's normal.
Have you ever done that, Carla?
No. But I will in the future.
Did you have a boyfriend?
I do.
In Mexico, a lot of like women, like they are still expecting the same as in Chile. Like they're like, no, the guy should actually ask me out. And like, even if like they don't ask you to be their girlfriend, it's like, oh, like we're nothing. They need to wait until the guy asks for like the girl to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Otherwise, like they're nothing.
But I still think it's half better than all the Canadians that they just don't move at all. And
Oh yes.
Oh,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Let's not go there, please.
The man is expected to pay throughout dating. 3, 2, 1.
I'm going to speak about Venezuela. At least we expect at least the first date you need to pay. That's not discussable. Like if you ask me to pay half of it, I will do it, but you will never see my face ever again. Like not a text reply, nothing. Like you need to pay the first one. That's it. Like no, like there is no agreement there. Then in the second and third, and later on, it can be agreeable.
Because in Chilean culture, at least with all the guys I've dated, and even with the guys I date here, because I changed them to my culture, they pay for all the dates, but there's a reason behind that. Because I know that when I get invested in a relationship, I'm going to be inviting them over for dinners, I'm going to be making foods, I'm going to be baking treats, I'm going to be looking for little gifts, I'm going to give them back rubs, I'm going to plan dates. I'm going to be giving so much of myself, which is time, effort, and money in the rest of the relationship, that it's just understanding that the men are going to pay for the nights out or the days out. Because trust me, there's a lot more work involved with day-to-day upkeep of the relationship than maybe date night once or twice a week.
I think that's a very nice way to say it. Brazil, they kind of do a little the same. The girls, but it goes a bit different. Brazil is a very toxic country, I think. So girls, they need to look pretty all the time. They need to have this high standards. And I think Brazilian girls, it's just like, okay, you want me to be very high maintenance on myself, and that costs my money. So if we go out, that you're gonna expose myself to your friends and everything, you pay for it. Because you don't know how hard it is to keep all of that. Because in the first moment that I'm not interested in you anymore, you're gonna look for the next beautiful girl.
I think that's the thing. If you become honest about it, too many people are like, oh, but they expect something. Like, everybody expects something.
Exactly.
I'm expecting something from the man when he takes me out. I'm expecting him to pay for the meal and
Yes.
open doors for me.
Yes.
It's going to be fair. He's going to expect me to be, flirtatious or so, assuming we have chemistry. And if we do, listen, I'm going to want to reciprocate anyway. Everybody wants
Yes.
something. People
That's
just
true.
need to accept that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're all out to get some.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's true.
I agree.
I guess, for example, in my country, like, it has not been that long since women started working. Therefore, it is like, I don't know, like my generation or my mom's generation, for example, like we like to feel empowered that we have our own money and that we work for it. So every time, for example, I go on a date, although obviously I wish the guy will pay the entire bill, I always say like, hey, do you wanna like, are you gonna take care of it? Like, I just make that conversation. I bring it up to say like, you wanna pay half, like whatever. Obviously expecting for him to pay. Most of the time it happens. And if I pay, like, I don't get upset. I'm actually feel like, I got it. But it gets me very upset when I go to restaurants in Peru. When they bring the bill, they just give it to the guy. And I'm like, what? Like I can pay it too. Like if I would want to, I would pay it, But I think it's just very sensitive in Peru for women because of the machista.
I like to do, like, if a guy pays the dinner, I would say, okay, can I pay your ice cream then? Like, I give a little
Yeah.
treat.
I'll do that
cute.
too.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
If a man comes on the first date and he splits the bill, what is the feeling that you get about this date?
Like they are not putting the effort.
Yeah.
It could be a $20 bill. It doesn't need to be $500, But if you are not willing to pay $20 or whatever it is to see me again in a second date, it's not worth it. Like as she said, like I've done my hair, my makeup, my nails, high heels. I probably shaved my whole body, and you did absolutely nothing. Like you literally take a shower and put the other out, the other on, and go out, and you cannot pay for me. So then you are not worth it. You are a scumbag, and bye.
And see, to be a guy who's like, okay, so you want to pay half? I'm like, oh, so there's no chemistry. You're not interested. You don't want to see me again. I personally would be like, all right, we're not a good match, and let's just, okay, fine, like $20 to waste my time. But yeah, it means, okay, this didn't work.
Yeah.
I guess it's more
Totally
like a
here.
friendship situation. Like you're just going out, hanging out with a friend. Like,
Exactly.
You're definitely like just like friend zone from the first date if you pay half of it.
Gender roles are still highly prevalent in my country. 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
If you're in Brazil and you're a man, you're allowed to date how many women you want. If I do that, I am a slut. But bro, you can go and climb all the fans and chase the new food. Why can I not do the same?
I've never heard a man faking something in the bedroom. We always need to do. No, like I'm all about like, listen, you are not doing it right. You don't know what you're doing, and this is bad. Bad sex. You need to like get out of my house. That never happens. It's always with the women. That's in the first place. In the second place, if you go out with a guy and you like the guy and you wanna fuck him, then go fuck him in the first date. But what happened? No, if you do that, you are a bad woman or whatever. But that's why. Like you have a body, I have the same body, and I feel the same way you feel. So why is for men good to have sex in the first date and not for women?
100%.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
not. No, sorry. Not only like about sex, but like for example, food or cook. You know, like once you like, I don't know, like you do a good recipe, they're like, oh, you're ready to get married. I'm like,
that's it.
excuse me, but like if guys cannot cook, they don't say anything. But like we're expected, at least in Peru, like we need to know how to cook, how to treat our men, like give them the food. And I'm like, I mean, I want my guy to do something as well, you know. If he can cook, better, because I like cooking, but you know what, I do it for survival purposes.
I feel like in Mexico, because it is also like a very religious country. For example, women cannot or should not get married without being virgin, and like, but the guy should like before like have sex
It's
before. You know, like it's fine. For women, it's like, oh no, you need to be virgin until you get married. And what if I get married and like?
And it's bad.
And it's bad. Like I know women, like old women, I mean in their 40s, 50, that got married that way, that like they never had an orgasm in their lives until they got divorced.
So in Chile, there is an expectation, and we're kind of okay with that. But women there are also kind of trying to find a balance by, again, not desiring so much more the kind of I can do what you can do. It's not about that. It's more like just make me feel safe and respect me more than anything. So that's the thing. Even if you find women who are like, oh, we're fighting for women, because my friends always send me all these Chilean stuff, oh, you women power and all that. But then as soon as they meet a guy, they're like, I met a guy and I baked him brownies and I took him to his house. Like, I mean, we have those two sides.
Drama, jealousy, and bursts of affection are a huge part of a relationship in my country. 3, 2, 1.
Can we go extra forward?
Jealousy, drama, passion, physical, always touching, holding hands. I mean, it's just so many different ways you can show love. Why wouldn't you want to like use every single one of them?
Yeah, I feel in Venezuela is the same. There is a lot of love bombs that happen since the beginning of the relationship. You can expect that I love you at the second date or third date, like that easy. But then at the same time, the fights and the drama is gonna come big too. So big fights, big drama, big jealousy, and then big makeout, and again like the huge roses and the huge like
The movie
gift for you, and then I'm not gonna go do it again. I love you forever, whatever. And then 2 days later, you're fighting again, and it's just a very toxic. I'm not gonna say all of them, but I feel like we are very toxic in relationships sometimes. And when you see a marriage that is like those gringos in the movies that are like, oh, they've been married for like 30 years and they don't fight. That's boring.
Yeah.
I have a theory though. I mean, I'm just trying to think. But we are both like Latin America or South America. We're so passionate about football. Not soccer, football, like the real one. But I think like you can see men like screaming out loud because of the games, and I do too. Like I love football a lot. So we're so passionate in everything that we do. Like everything is big, as she was saying. Like we love deep, we love a lot. We get jealous a lot. Like like the fights are a lot. The part like when you make up and you like you fix things are also like good. I think we just bring everything to the extreme, and that's something that here, for example, like other like gringos don't understand. That they always tell me like you feel a lot. Like I've never met somebody that has so many feelings. Or that you express it so much, and I'm like, Latina, It's not only from Peru. I think it's mostly Latinas.
I think it's the language
general,
too.
Yeah.
Like love is a Latino language. Like the words, like love and Latino, like all our languages is so many ways to describe love, and then every other culture is so restrict that I think that's why we are like so like 100. The way that everyone gives us too much love growing up, that's like where we see. And then I agree. I like a little bit of fight. Like No,
Yeah,
just-
Let's suppose you go out with your Latino boyfriend and you go out to a place that there are 50 people. They don't hold your hand, they don't kiss you. Something is happening, like something weird. Like there is a beach there that
There
you
is
like.
something weird.
You know?
Exactly.
Like come on, like,
Something's
you need to
happening,
like show that this is yours, and
Yeah.
then you need to touch it or kiss it, like normally.
Yeah.
As long as you don't do what Chileans do, which is they'll go to a park and pick a spot and just kind of like do this and roll to one end and roll to the other and just do that back and forth for hours, and stuff might happen. Now that's too much for me. Or that's what we call what the flaitos do, like low class people will roll around in the grass. That's not for me. But definitely, yeah, if I've had dates here in Canada where if we're walking down the street and the guy isn't like full on putting his arm around me, like, this is mine, I'm just like, you don't love me anymore. There's no point in us being together. There's your little drama. There's like, the stress. Because as a woman, as a Latin woman, I'm going to want my arms all over you. That's just
100%.
how it is.
That's what it is.
I
We
can't
grow
imagine
up with
anyone who doesn't.
telenovelas, so
Yeah.
like that's it. It is there.
I wanted like 10 minutes of staring into my eyes, look at me, touch me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like talk to me dirty, and I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm probably gonna be mad at him, but like in the end, I'm like, okay, I know I like you.
Thank you, ladies.
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed our newest video. This one was about Latin Americans. If you are Latin American, if you have Latin American friends, if you are dating someone Latin American, don't forget to share it with them. Let us know what you thought about the video. Your comments are super important, as that means engagements, and it's actually really interesting for me to read what you guys think, as you are the audience that I make videos for. You might have noticed that I'm wearing one of these shirts. This is from our new merch line. It's also about, 3 sizes, too big probably for me, but anyways, there is one in smaller sizes, so you can go to the link, check it out, and use the code Beyond Borders to get 20% off of the shirts today. And as usual, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more on dating around the world. Guys, a lot of you are not subscribed, which makes me really sad, really upset, so please subscribe and make Marina less upset. Anyways, I will see you next week with a new video, and as usual, keep on breaking down your barriers. Or in Spanish, sigue rompiendo las barreras.